Welcome to the 31st episode of Lalitha Sahasranam Stotra. The 1000 combinations of faculties uniting with the southbound forces in the body, and through this unification process, the cosmic energy of the soul assuming the body grows. There is a growth of cosmic energy, and the soul, it helps the soul towards the saturation. And saturated soul departing the body carries increased cosmic energy. Therefore, the unification of the forces, the karmacharana taking place through the unification of the forces in the body, results in growth of cosmic energy in the universe. That is the essence of Lalitha Sahasranam Stotra. Let us move on. The 63rd Nama of this 1000 Namas or 1000 forms of the Universal Mother is Devarshigana Sanghata Stuyamanatma Vaibhava. Devarshigana Sanghata Stuyamanatma Vaibhava. So here, Devarshi, Devarshi means divine forces, the divine elements, and also the saints, which are Rishi elements. Sanghata, so they have been suppressed. The whole community of the divine forces, as well as the witness mode operating, the saint or Rishi community, have been suppressed, and so they are prizing the glory of Universal Mother, Stuya Manatma Vaibhava. How they are prizing Manatma. So, Mana means mind, faculty of mind. Atma is a soul. So, how they are prizing the soul, which is beyond the faculties, has stooped down to the level of faculties. The mind, faculty of mind, which is the corridor between the faculties and the senses, and hence the driving force of the karmacharana, the action. So the soul, Atma, has stooped down to the level of faculty of mind and united with the mind, of whose mind the divine forces and the witness mode Rishi forces in the body, and by stooping down to the level of the faculty of mind, these communities of divine forces and the Rishi, the saints, are prizing the glory of the Universal Mother. Now, this is a very, in the context of the story that is unfolding till now, this Nama, it appears as if it is coming out of the blue, and it makes everybody surprised. The introduction of this Nama all of a sudden, but without any purpose. There is no, the Vasinyadi Rishis or the Hayagriva will not include this nama. So there should be some significance for this nama, and there is a real significance for this nama. So till now, the what happened, the 45 Vasikarna Vidyas that Universal Mother has exhibited, and beyond that, exhibited herself in various manifestations by reaching across to the cross section of the people who are not able to reach Universal Mother, and therefore brought about the transformation, or the Dharma Chakra was introduced. And subsequently, the future generation was nurtured by giving opportunity to new souls to assume the body. And subsequent to that, the witness mode operated elements were nurtured through Panchabrahmas, and through them the future generation, the next generation was nurtured, and they were being trained as sea of lotuses. They've been advancing like sea of lotuses, like a forest of, like as if the forest forest grows without any inhibitions. And the Universal Mother has obviously Universal Mother was very happy with the strategy that she has laid out, and it was yielding result. So she was very happy and content. And so then what happened was the Kamakshi form, through the Kamakshi form, she was able to pass she was able to pass the boons of desires to very many people at the same time. That is the Kamakshi. Just by looking at them, just by the waves that emanate through the vision, very many desires were being granted through the Kamakshi. And then subsequently Kamadayini, through Kamadayini, those who were operating in the witness mode, like lotus flowers, the desires were being fulfilled. So the saturation, they have been trained towards saturation through Kamakshi and Kamadayini in the desires. So by saturating in the desires, only one can become desireless or beyond desire. So that is the whole purpose of the Universal Mother, so that the soul gets enriched by being beyond desires, so that these individuals can contribute towards the order in the universe. That is the whole strategy of the Universal Mother. But in the process, what happened, in the process of generating the desires and giving them the opportunity to execute these desires towards the cause of the saturation, some individuals who were supposed to be behaving like lotus flowers, they have turned into weed plants. So that happens. So let's say if this has to be understood, we can take a simple example. Let's say somebody is leading a normal life, who is living in current and not overly enthusiastic about the future and not perturbed by the past incidents, and concentrating only on focusing only on the current activities, and leading a normal life. May not be very rich, at the same time may not be very poor, but just enough to survive and happy and content. And all of a sudden, such an individual gets a $1 billion lottery or a jackpot, let's say. And so many, if there are many such individuals who are just happy and content with the daily wages that they receive, and let's say if several of them gets this jackpot, I mean they have been transformed to a billionaire status overnight. Now it is understandable that so when so much wealth in the form of desires comes to an individual, so there is a scope, there is a chance, there is a probability that they try to misuse or abuse the wealth, and they can easily slip into the unwanted lifestyle. They can get into drugs. They can get into the other unwanted avenues. So the same thing happened in Kamakshi Kamadayini also. So there are certain individuals who are supposed to be behaving like lotus flowers. So they have been transformed. They have been transformed into weed plants. And so this proportion was increasing because through Kamakshi and Kamadayini, as many desires are being fulfilled as much as possible, so that they reach the state of saturation. So these individuals have misused that opportunity, and instead of being in current like lotus flower, they have been transformed into weed plants. And this has created an imbalance in the cycle, and this imbalance needs to be corrected. So in these individuals who have transformed from lotus to, supposed to be lotus, who are transformed into weed plants, their inner world, inner universe was gone upside down. So there was an imbalance in them, and the imbalance is that divine forces who are supposed to be northbound, and they reflect lightness, have been forcibly transformed towards demonic forces, which is southbound and heavy. And similarly, the middle of these two forces, northbound and southbound, the middle of these two forces, the saints or the witness mode operated people, witness mode operated elements were also being suppressed towards the heaviness, that is demonic forces. So the strength of demonic forces have increased in such individuals, that's those who are turned into weed plants. This has resulted in a serious imbalance situation. So the universal mother strategy was being misused by these individuals, and hence there is an imbalance. And as per the Bhagavad Gita's, Krishna's saying that paritrana sadhuna vinasaya sadushkrutam dharma samsthapanardhaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So yuge yuge means it's an ongoing process. It's never stops. Yuga plus ayuga. So yuge means the interval between yuga and ayuga. So yuga and ayuga interval is always happening. So it is inseparable. It is every second, every minute is happening. It is not the end of the yuga and the beginning of the next yuga that this happens. This happens yuge. It's happening every minute, every second. So Devarshi Gana Sanghata Suyamanatma Vaibhava, through this Nama, those who are suppressed, the divine forces and the witness mode operating saints community are praising the glory of the Universal Mother, so that they can be relieved from the suppression. They can come back to their normal state. So that is the essence of Devarshigana Sanghata Stuyamanatma Vaibhava. So here there are many inferences that one can make. So this Nama clearly reiterates that it is impossible to completely eradicate the negative energy from this universe. As per the first rule of Mother Nature discussed in Srimata, to the extent the positive energy has to the extent the positive energy is present, the negative energy should also be present to the same extent to restore the balance. That is called Dharma Chakra. So it is, however, there are people who canvass, who preach, saying that this negative energy or the demonic forces have to be completely eradicated. But it has never happened in Rama's time. It has never happened in Krishna's time. So what they have done is only the imbalance, the excess imbalance that is creating, it has become an obstruction for the restoration of the balance, were being removed. But it is not possible to completely remove the negative energy from the face of the earth. So those who canvass, those who preach like this, however, is it possible to completely eradicate mosquitoes? Mosquitoes are negative energy because they suck our blood. So it is not possible to completely get rid of the mosquitoes. Is it possible to completely get rid of the weed plants from this earth? No. So as much as it is impossible to get rid of these mosquitoes and weed plants, it is the same way it is impossible to get rid of the negative energy from the face of this earth. So that's why those who are operating in a witness mode like lotus flowers, who are given an opportunity to execute as many desires as possible through Kamakshi Kamadayini, Sudhasagar Madhyastha Kamakshi Kamadayini, there have been some individuals gone into excessive overdraft and have misused and transformed themselves into wheat plants. And there was an imbalance that has happened, because till that time everybody was neutral. So there is a net negative energy. So there is a net negative energy that has resulted after Sudhasagar Madhyastha Kamakshi Kamadayini. And this net negative energy, in the form of who are supposed to be positive, in the form of divine elements and the sage community, are prizing the glory of Universal Mother. How they are prizing? Because they have suppressed, they have been pushed into the demonic community, so they lost their soul connection. So their soul, which is supposed to be the strongest and supposed to get saturated through the body that they are assuming, the soul has stooped down to the level of the faculty of mind, that is manatma, and prizing the glory of the Universal Mother, that is Devarshi Gana Sanghata Stuyamanatma Vaibhava. Now, through this Nama is a 63rd Nama in the list. So through this Nama, the 64, that is Chatushashti Guna, 64 gunas or characteristics have. So once 63 is completed, 64 surfaces. So this Nama represents the 64 Chatushashti Guna of Universal Mother. So through this Nama, 63 means 7 into 7, product of 7 and 9. 7 into 9 equal to 63. So the 7 Kundalini Chakras are being interacting, 7 Kundalini Chakras interacting with 9 faculties. The 9 Indriyas are 4 faculties and 5 senses. Together 9. These 9 elements interacting with 7 Kundalini Chakras result in 63. So that is up from Srimata till Devarshi Gana Sanghata Stuyamanatma Vaibhava. This 63 has been explored. So in Ramayana, Rama also has Narada preaches Valmiki. He describes the Rama with 64 characteristics. So just by chanting Devarshi Gana Sanghata Stuyamanatma Vaibhava Nama, one can unearth the potential of the 64 gunas within the body. So through this Nama, Devarshi Gana Sanghata Stuyamanatma Vaibhava, Manatma, so the mind, faculty of mind is united with the soul. So therefore, the faculty of mind is being trained. The remaining namas we will see it we'll explore in the next episode. Thank you.